Oh, it finally happened. We, well, first of all, it's day 38, 37, day 31, and today is the 6th, so day 37. Um, and we finally did it. America finally got rid of Trump, which was huge. And I'm so relieved. My stomach finally feels better yesterday. I didn't do diary entry because I just was so sick. My stomach just ached, and I just think that I feel everything in my gut, which makes a lot of sense for an eating disorder person. Just everything is in your gut. And I've been working on this for the last month, and to just have such a deep sense of relief, and for it to finally happen, like, I don't even know. I'm still taking it in. I was up in Seattle today, and I got to see people celebrate, and I just remember 4 years ago, the pain and the day, afterwards, and living in the fear and the agony of what was going to happen. And I had some hard things happen with my family, just our support of Biden, and that side, really, our Christian community really didn't support that, and that's really hard. And I came out again today as Biden won, and I'm really proud. I think in relation to my eating disorder, the thing that eating disorder makes you do is figure out who you are and be really reflective, and you don't get away with just being, as soon as you choose recovery, you don't get away, because you have to face it every day. It's like, sometimes I used to wish that I could be an alcoholic, because then you could just avoid alcohol. You don't need it to survive. But food you need. And so you have to face it every day. You have to face your recovery every day with what you eat and what you choose. And you may not consciously be thinking about it, but it's still a choice that you're making, whether or not you're choosing to acknowledge that it's part of your recovery or not. And I think that's really the hard thing. And when I think about whether or not why I'm doing these diary entries, it makes me think about recovery. Like, are you always a person in recovery? And I used to have a really hard time with that, because I just felt like, how could a trauma that instigated an eating disorder at 17 be the thing that changes my life forever? Like, that doesn't seem fair. Will I always be a person in recovery? I don't want to identify as someone with an addiction or with a mental disorder. Can I actually get through it? And I've slowly come to terms with, it's okay. It's okay if I'm always a person in recovery. Am I finding life in it? Am I finding peace in it? Am I finding joy in it? Or is it keeping me from, is not acknowledging my recovery the thing that is keeping me not recovered? Because just being defiant or arrogant, or, too self-centered in a sense, too proud, I think too proud to acknowledge that that's part of who I am, that's the problem. That's what keeps me not doing well. But when I'm willing to acknowledge it and live in it, then I find more freedom in it, and find more truth in it, and I find more acceptance in it, and it's okay, and it has less power. But when I'm trying to deny its presence in my life, then that's when it can be really hard, and it's like, well, I have to ignore it, and anytime it comes up, then it's like, shit, then do I have a problem? But if I acknowledge that I'm a person in recovery, and each meal is an act of owning that recovery, then I'm not sideswiped if I have any hard feelings. So I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of things, just because I'm relieved that our country is not going to be embarrassed for the next 4 years. Biden may not be the most phenomenal choice, but frick, we have a woman going to becoming vice president, and why it took so long when so many other countries have elected women and a person of color. You don't have to let your situation define you. And I think that's the nice thing, feeling today, that there is still hope and things can come together. And it's worth fighting for something. And when I choose my eating disorder, I choose to opt out of life, and I'm not there. But when I choose healing and recovery, I'm choosing to engage with the world and to participate and be with everyone and be with myself and be the best that I can be, and contribute in a way that I can contribute. And I think that's it. It's like choosing to opt in and choosing to be present. And I'm encouraged today, though, that makes a difference.